plays. And on the side of Rise Nation, I mean, we have what was the best search and destroy trio of players throughout all of Black Ops 3 in the form of Felony, Facento, and Aqua. We're really just missing Nagafin and such. But, you know, Looney was certainly no slouch in S&D last year either.
Oh, yeah, not at all. But I mean, when we kind of talk about, you know, Rise Nation, this is kind of like their playground. S&D is kind of like their playground. This is where they feel more comfortable. In no way is Hardpoint one of their best game types. They just happen to be doing very, very well in absolutely everything so far in this tournament. So, you know, with that in mind, when it comes down to the specific map of Scorch, you know, we always talk about the B site absolutely preferred. I mean, it's very, very rare if we see an A hit. Anything else, just because of the fact that there's only two really ways to come through, and it's just almost kind of like a suicide mission if you try to go to get that bomb down. So you're going to see a lot of B hits when it comes down to this map. I mean, a lot of nades going to be going down, most likely players rocking trophies. I was curious to see if we'd see anyone rock Centurion. I know Ricky from C9, I think it might have been Neslo from Echo Fox was rocking that one. So a little bit of different strategies here when it comes down to this map. We'll see how it does line out, though. Like I said, obviously E6 going to be in the lead, and Rise Nation got to come back in this one. Cannot go down, especially when you're up 2-0. Got to see if they can get that clean sweep.
You know, we're talking a little about this matchup here with Rise Nation and three of the players formerly being on Elevate. One of the big things and one of the big storylines that I brought up when this roster formed was, well, the initial Elevate roster, their biggest struggle was respawn game modes. The only person that could really show up consistently was Aqua, and he really needed some help. Over time, they started to grow out of that issue. I feel like with the pickup of Felony, they definitely improved, but that was still a vulnerability to them with some of their hardpoint games. And my question was, with this replacement of Nagafin to Looney, you know, are they going to backtrack on all that progress that they made, or are they going to see themselves improve any with this pickup? So we see them mount that huge lead on Retaliation hardpoint and then choke it. Enigma 6 coming right back to take the map. Is it just going to be like a repeat of what we saw Elevate doing before, where they would be able to force people to game 5 by stealing a respawn and then winning those S&Ds? Or, you know, what exactly is the progress being made from this roster change?
Right. Should we be surprised to lose the hard point, or should we, you know, be expecting that? It's kind of the question to be asking as this round number 1 does line out. But of course, Rise Nation going to be on the offensive side here off the break. Early nades coming in from E6 as they are expecting a push, and that's exactly what they're about to get. Early shots coming in, being exchanged. General Ruiz able to find the first two off the start, and just like that, Felony wondering what just happened to my teammates on all four down. E6 in absolute dominant control there of that B site.
That General's kill right there, where he was able to thrust jump and find the headshot, looked like the easiest, like, just spray down with the NV4 that I've ever seen. It was so quick, easy headshot, takes him off that chest high cover, and the B hit coming from Enigma 6 was obviously just superior. All four players of Rise go down in unison.
Looks like a team ace actually coming in there from E6. You can see all cylinders firing here off the break. As now they're going to try their effort here on the offensive break here. Looks like they're going to be making an A hit, so this is not going to be expected. That player 3 is going to be Looney. He is going to spot that one in that backside hallway. Looks like they are going to try to back out. As you can see, it looks like not really being baited, essentially.
And see, that's why this play is so dangerous, to start off the game going towards A side, because there's someone that can watch that cross and see you going that way. And as soon as you're called out, you saw on the mini-map, some players hovered over towards A, so the play was foiled immediately. Enigma 6, they read this, they wrap the bomb back over towards Moon side, and now they're able to catch one in the corner. That's Aqua, who was waiting for this rotation, and now he's able to communicate that to the rest of his team. So they're going to wrap right back over towards middle map and B site to try and stop this plant, but it's going to be a difficult retake with that man disadvantage.
3 versus 4, like you just mentioned, the bomb is down, so only 40 seconds to work with. See if Ryans can pull off something pretty crazy. Of course, first bomb down here so far. Ruiz able to shut down Felony. You know, it will be 2 versus 4. Both players kind of hovering around that observation side. Sento and Looney need to go big. Of course, neither of them yet to find a kill. Nobody on Rise yet to find a kill, actually. They desperately need something when it comes down to it. But Looney trying to jiggle a little bit just to the corner. He's the last person alive, but can he find anything more? Able to find one, but can't find the second. Rise only has 1 kill after these first 2 rounds, and E6 are looking fantastic.
E6 off to a great start so far. I wouldn't count Rise out yet, though. I think it's time that we see that they adjust their strategies to what their competition is looking like. This is where someone like Facento comes in handy for Rise Nation. He's able to shot call so well, get his teammates keep his teammates' head in the game, and try and orchestrate a new strategy and a new approach, because it's looking like their normal executions just aren't working. They're being foiled pretty quickly.
So it looks like off of this run number 3, Facento, and I think it actually is going to be Looney, kind of fooling around here over on that A potential, looking through middle as well. Looney going to be looking toward that wall run. They might be just trying to experiment, just trying to find out how much map control they have. They realize that first offensive side was not something they want to repeat.
Oh, that's big.
That first blood does come through. Cade ends up responding, though. Actually can have a sniper rifle out in his hand, so that's something you're used to seeing when it comes down to Scorch. And Ruiz finding one as well, so Rise Nation just despite the knowledge that they were trying to gain, it seems that now it's going to be a 2 versus 2. Facento just off to the side of one player. I believe that was Ruiz, who decides to back up. So a 2 versus 2. Rise Nation need to win this round. They did not want to go down 3-0 to E6.
So we got Looney, we got Facento playing over towards Warehouse and Wall Run. That commanding position we saw in middle map, I thought that they were going to do a whole lot with that once they got first blood, but then Cade responding with a kill of his own so quickly really shut down the big advantage that they had for themselves, because they could have taken it A and no one would have been able to watch the cross for the enemy team, so they could have gone and planted. But looks like that's going to be forward as everything's evened out. 2 players coming up behind them on Moon. Facento has no idea. He gets tagged up, shut down. Cade's able to do it. No one from Rise Nation able to respond as it's just Looney in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Looney at this point just needs to kind of play his cards right. He does have those few wall runs to work with, so player just to his right needs to win that gun engagement. Player already on the bomb. He's able to make it happen, but he's realized the player's on the bomb. How close is Ruiz to defusing this one? Can he get it? No! I don't believe it's going to be in time. A massive clutch there for Rise Nation as they finally get a round on the board. It was looking pretty scary. I mean, when they were in that 2 versus 2, Facento kind of looks the exact same way that Looney would have been checking. It was kind of like they don't really know off the break, off that bomb plant, which player was going to be looking which way, and they kind of get caught for it. But in the end, Looney is able to clutch it up narrowly by the narrowest of margins. I think that was maybe like a good, maybe not even half a second, maybe like a 0.2 before that bomb would have been defused, and when E6 could have been up 3-0.
That's the clutch that Rise Nation needed to put themselves right back in this game. You know, Facento's hyping the team up, and I'm sure this is something they're going to take moving forward, is just how big of a play and how big of a moment that was for Looney. That's the mindset. That's going to help their mindset going on throughout the rest of this map. So 3 players sitting opposite side of Drill here. They don't really have too much map pressure there, so the bomb could go down at any point in time. However, the Scarab coming out is going to be a little bit of a deterrence once that, as Looney finds the first blood, and Felony and Aqua are given free reign to push up against the enemy team. 1 player left on Drill, tags him up, gets turned on, Ruiz. That's tragic.
That was, if you're under the age of 18, I highly suggest you turn away from your screen right
tragic.
Now. Actually, you don't be able to see it too strong.
Great kill there.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
But a good response there from Rise Nation.
Easy turn and burn.
So with that in mind, of course, now 2-2. E6 takes the first 2. Rise Nation respond, like Fox did mention, of course, maybe a little bit of momentum gain from that clutch that they were able to make. A near defuse for E6, but it seems that Rise Nation have obviously taken the momentum and are trying to run with it. Speaking of running, it looks like they're making their way over to that B side. Of course,
Speaking
E6
of running,
kind of expecting that particular one. Nades coming over. Jammers as well as General's able to find that first blood.
Jammer grenade going out is actually going to destroy some equipment there. It's going to be a trophy system just on the opposite side. Looney's just looking for an opportunity to find a kill before he tries to plant here. He doesn't want to poke out and get taken out by someone that's pre-aiming this. But it looks like Enigma 6 is choosing to play back and give them a lot of room to breathe here on Drill. He's going to get rewarded for their mistakes. He finds a kill, pushes them even further back into Medic, and Looney has a lot of options right now. He can choose to get aggressive, but he has the bomb. He could just go back and plant, but here sees one jumping right over his head, and now he loses the bomb in enemy territory. That can be scary, a 1 versus 1 situation. I don't know if Proto saw that that's the bomb dropped on the ground, though. Now it's going to be Facento and Proto both sort of posturing up around the site here. He has to have an idea as to where the bomb is at, considering all players died around mid and B site. But Facento's going to grab that bomb.
Facento just got great timing actually on Proto. Proto turns around, he grabs the bomb, and he's out of there. Bomb being planted as we look at the eyes of Facento. You can obviously see the rotation coming in quickly there from Proto. He's going to get up close and personal. Facento potentially might have hurt him. Just turns it around to the awkward timing. Facento not able to make it happen. We talk about COD timing. Facento gets it early, but Proto laughing as he's able to get it there. And that's going to be a defusal for Proto. Going to give E6 now the advantage. It looks like he's got streaks as well as his rig.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate time for him to turn away. Just looked just a little bit longer, just held that angle just a little longer. Huge for it. Look at that.
Such timing. I really don't think he saw him, but he might have. It might have just been like a split second type of thing. I don't know. COD timing, man, definitely showing up there. So with that in mind, E6 3-2 up, as this one has been a brawl back and forth. As it will be looking like E6 is going to be on the offensive side here off the start. It looks like a typical push here when it comes down to the offensive side. Rise Nation just being well aware of either side, just trying to make sure they don't get fooled in any way. Trophies out for Proto. It seems to be a typical offensive hit, that plant going down. And generally, he's already got his rig, so it seems that they're not going to try to stack anything for the time being. But E6 doing a great job at locking this one down. It looks like number 8, General, watching the flank, doing a great job as well. E6 have a great setup right now. The Scarab coming out as well. Rise Nation needs to find that first blood to try to make a push happen.
They have access to the Scarab that can use the 3P the site. He's able to catch one player just as they turn the corner. The trophy system is also a huge help. to keep their map pressure up. No lethals and tacticals really upsetting any of these players in their power positions. Cade and Proto find 2 kills. There it is. That's going to close out the round. Awesome site defense there following the plant coming from Enigma 6. Great use of their utility. I believe they still have access to Rewind. So that could just be what closes out the game for them later on if they play their cards right. On the side of Rise Nation, 2 of the stronger players in Search and Destroy here, Felony and Aqua, not really contributing a whole lot to this match in terms of the kill column.
It seems that Rise Nation's kind of sporadic. I mean, they looked at A heavily. Like, they don't really know exactly what E6 is throwing at them. And at any time, they're kind of reversing what Rise Nation likes to do to a lot of other teams. Is that the addition of Looney, or is that just how good E6 is? We'll find out. 2-4 currently. What Rise Nation, the lead they have to make up. Watching the flank there as Vicente decides to turn around. Looney with that bomb in hand. Reactive armor as well. But here come the streaks. The turning rockets coming down. Proto able to shut down one. It's going to be Looney. So they do have not just a kill, but they also do have an idea as to where these players are on the mini-map. Aqua watching the back. Cade currently in observation. Not finding anyone as of the time, but it seems that Rise Nation have backed up and E6 still pushing forward.
Here it is. Looks like Felony's the one closest to the action. He's going to find his first engagement. Tagged up a little bit. Has access to the bomb and doesn't want to die in enemy territory like that. But he needs to stay in this fight. He's going to tag up some players. Gunfight's still going in favor of Enigma 6 though. All players on Rise Nation fall as they fail to trade on site. And E6 is 1 round away from closing out map number 2 and taking a 2-0 series lead on Rise Nation.
E6 are just walking through Rise. I mean, Looney has reactive armor. He decides not to push the bomb. He easily could have got a plant down, but it seems that maybe they're just not planned when it comes down to this map. Is E6 just playing mind games at this point? They're going to have 2 rigs. They're only 1 round away from closing this one out, and Rise Nation is literally 1 round away from being down 0-2 versus a team that just came from the open bracket. I mean, these guys are 2-0 in their pool. They should be absolutely demolishing, but E6 is something a little bit different. Their story seems to be written differently.
And this is just really typical E6 fashion, man. Like, just this roster, what they've been able to do. They're not intimidated by their competition. They'll put up a fight against some of the best teams in the game, and they're showing it here in a second title. Ruiz is able to open up with the first blood. That gives them the opportunity to put this bomb down. Let's see how Rise Nation responds on defense.
The bomb is down, like you just mentioned, Aqua. The boys from Rise Nation trying to take over the side, but he just stops from the right side. Cade is the last person alive. He's able to shut down one. Can they get the 1 versus 3? Vicente, the last man alive. Kind of one of the major players for this roster. Vicento's able to clutch it up. So with that in mind, a breath of fresh air coming in from the Rise side. Vicento clutches yet again, and that defusal will come in as well. Rise not out of this one just yet.
So Rise, they're putting themselves right back into this game. I believe Vicento has access to his payload. That could come in handy here. If anyone from E6 pops there, you should expect to see a rewind come in from Vicento.
Can I ask you one question really quick? Rise Nation.
That's your one question. You're all out.
You're on offense. Do you decide to maybe try to force the issue on B yet again, as they've countlessly did and it's not really worked out, or do you try to make maybe like a delayed push toward A? What do you try to do in this situation?
I liked the play where they sent, I believe, Looney mid with an N before he gets that first blood, and they could have played towards the A site from that. I'd like to see them try that again. B side really doesn't seem to be working out so hot for them, even if it is the favored side of this map. Sometimes I think you need to switch it up.
See how it works out for them here. Vicento getting jammered off the start spot, one in observation, not able to find any shots through, but still we talk about the rigs earned for either side. Vicento has the rewind. He could rocket at any point, but there he goes. He starts to rocket, but it looks like the streaks come in. Not anything found for the time being. Bomb still in Looney's hands as he's yet to plant it down.
And that was great timing on the rewind there too. He's able to avoid the streaks from killing him. As you go untargetable and everything, you get your health back with rewind. It's definitely useful. Vicento here is able to come up and get a kill just the same time as Ruiz. Really awkward choke point there. He's getting shot from one different direction, has to look in another. Cade is able to find a kill. Just him now. He's able to clear out the rest of the team as well. Enigma 6 ending map number 2 to go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, big plays there from E6. It was kind of, at this point, kind of expected, to be honest. I mean, they had a lot of things going in their favor. They used streaks in back-to-back rounds. They had rigs, or excuse me, payloads in their hands as well. So it just seemed inevitable that it would be E6 who closed this one out. And honestly, ever since that first run happened, where they just brought 4 down immediately, that team ace definitely kind of set the pace for the series, letting them know, Rise Nation, we realize that you're 2-0, but we're Enigma 6. We're coming back. This isn't. We've been gone for so long. We weren't even in Black Ops 3, but we're back and we're better than ever for some infinite warfare. Like we said, Rise Nation currently down 0-2. As they're currently 2-0 in their pool. It's kind of interesting to see, but open bracket teams definitely showing their full colors. Like we said, E6 dominating here early.
Yeah, and we just got to